On Lighthouse, the normal rollout, there's only really one way to come. It's to come left, and I take their high ground right away. Now you can slam on the back line when your team's ready, or just boop the front line in. I add a drop boop here, because why not? You can either slam the tanks, or you can drop boop and then swing back around to retake high ground, and then keep your slam cooldown to engage on the back line. You can corner jump this to slam the high ground, if there's ever someone up there, or even just off these plants you can slam. On point, mines. Very good. It's Kingdom Hill. It covers basically everywhere, and they can't really contest point as much. And the area that they do take, you can easily boop them off the map. Even if they're in the middle of the map, you can double boop them off, or even triple boop if you are feeling fancy. There's also a grapple in the middle of this wall that spins to win, out the door and through the window. It's very good at disrupting and scaring them. It can go both ways, and on the other wall as well, because they're symmetrical. You can also drop boop off this little ledge, gives you enough height to drop boop them, so it's very good when they're rotating 2 point. After you've 1 point, I like to set up here again. I hide right on the side if they come high ground. You can also wall jump here to get on top of this, to get on top through the building, and now you're behind them, and you can boot them through and slam. If they've taken point, it can be difficult to retake, pushing through that little choke. If you come around and pressure point, they're forced to back up and come to point. If all of them come back, then you run away and you go with your team, and now you've gotten your team some space. If one person comes after you to contest, then that's just a free kill. You should win most of the 1v1s. If they send like half their team, then you leave and you go to your team and you boop the front line in, because now they're split 3v3, so your team's fighting a 6v3, and that's kind of easy. You also have wall jumps on these corners on both sides to take high ground very quickly. On well, running down mid to roll out, it's a little hard to keep your speed because of the stairs, but you do it anyways. You grapple up top and you swing it over to their high ground. Try not to be seen, they're been coming through, and now you're behind them. When they come to this choke to contest point, you're already set up behind them. They're not going to expect you to be there because you got there so fast, and boom, easy boop. You can also grapple off the windmill itself. If your team's running a dive, very aggressive comp, you can just slam right in from the top ropes. Sometimes I also come top left, roll out from, and just like we did on a well, you can climb, or you can just grapple again over to their high ground. Either one, if you can do the climb really fast in time, then you can get up here and then hit a quick drop boop as they're getting there. You can either then set up behind them, or you can drop boop and set up on top of the windmill. So either way, you're backing out and you're safe with the high ground. You can also slam these little edges of the pillars, so that you can still get the knock up and the damage, but you're more in a safe position instead of landing down there. Because down there, the Ana's going to sleep you, the Brig will bash you, the McCree will flashbang you, they're going to expect you to be on the ground, but if you're top, then they're going to miss those cooldowns. You can do the same on this other pillar. And then jump out for safety. But as you're looking behind, you stay behind them. Their team's on one side, your team's on the other long side, and it's just like a long-range poke fight that lasts forever. But disrupting them, booping them out, or even booping them in the hole gets big value, as long as you don't get killed. There's also these quick flower pot jumps here to take the high ground. You can do it on both sides because they're symmetrical. This point also has corner jumps, and lots of high ground you can slam from, and lots of high ground you can get to. You can slam off the hole, so you rarely have to grapple up to slam. You can keep your grapple to displace them, and just slam for free. You can also set up at this top left above the building. I don't really see much value in it, but you can hide up there. Once you've won the fight, or at least get like 2-3 picks, so your team is in a good position to win, you can actually spawn camp people on this map very easily. As they're coming out, you just sneak around and then boom, off the map, and that's an easy pick. On ruins, I come far left, through the building, and that Widowmaker that always grapples up there early, that's your first priority, so I always go on them right away. If you don't have grapple there, you can also just quickly wall jump off the rocks and slam her. If she runs away, you have wall jumps to get to all three, the high grounds that she could be playing on, any of the ledges or the pillars she could be playing on, so you don't even need grapple to chase her, you can just jump around. Once you've dealt with her, then you want to help your team on the point. I like to drop boot from the high ground, so if that Ana or DPS is playing there, they're just like instantly dead. or you can double boop from it. Either way, they get deleted and booped out of position. You can also spin to win on this point. Most people don't really know that, but you can spin to win around the statue here. Once you won the fight, reset high ground. Once the Widow comes, you can't spawn camp her. She is not allowed to play the game. That's your first job. And then once again, go on your team and help your team. Along this laneway, where they always play, there is double and triple boop environmental kill potential. Now obviously it's not as easy to do in game as there's Ilios speed or other slows and stuns in the game that stop you, but it's very good. I also like to let my presence be known on the coast side. If anyone's ever playing coast and you just show their face, they'll be scared of getting booped off, so they'll play safer. You can also bait people to try to boop you off the edge. Slam and then rebound is a fun thing to do on this map. Minefield on this point, just as Lighthouse, covers the whole point. They can't do anything about it. There's also lots of megas on this map. Here, second one, third one on the flank, and then the fourth one in the middle. So you rarely have to go back to your team to get healing because you have so many megas. You want to boop this high ground because you normally want to be on that high ground. You want to be behind them and pressuring them. But with someone like that McCree there, he can be messing up your team or, just stopping you from getting to the team. So if you boop him in, then he's less safe and he's easier to kill because he's low ground. While I was fiddling around on this map, I also found this jump. It's just a corner, but it's super easy. Like, it's just really easy, so if you're ever in a need of escape, you can just grapple into there and that corner will get you out.